What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is an old school rambling video. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about today. I think this is probably going to be one of my longer videos, but I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll dig in. I hope you'll watch it. I might even do timestamps to show you what I'm talking about in different sections, but old school rambling life update. Let's do it. So the holidays are officially upon us, and I don't know about you, but if you came from a broken home, a messed up home, you have abuse in your past, holidays might be really difficult for you. They are definitely for me. It's also one of those periods of time where I remember a lot of the bad stuff that has happened throughout my lifetime. It's ever present. The holidays brings it up. We had a lot of bad Thanksgivings and a lot of bad Christmases, and when this time of year happens, that stuff just comes to the forefront of your mind, even though you don't want it to. And it's also a period of time where I have to recognize the life choices that I have made to not really have a family, to not have kids of my own. And it feels pretty lonely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got my friends coming over on Saturday for Friendsgiving, and I've got other plans to keep me busy throughout the holiday season. So, I mean, it's not all bad, but it's challenging. I'm really proud of one thing, though. Even though Halloween just happened and we had candy all over the place, and I usually use the holidays as an excuse to just eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, I haven't put on any weight, and I'm so happy about that. Even though there's been candy in the house that's left over that my friends have come and eaten when they come hang out on Saturday nights to play Magic, I just haven't eaten very much of it. So I'm sitting at about 380 pounds still, and that's where I was at the beginning of October. And you know what? I'll take it. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I think one of the reasons I used to do so poorly during the holidays is I told myself, you know what? It's okay. I've had a bad life. I've had bad problems. I deserve to be able to eat whatever I want. And I allow myself to have those things as a treat. This year, what I'm telling myself is I deserve to be healthier. I deserve to be better. I deserve to not eat that garbage and not put it into my body and hopefully do better because of it. I mean, I'm still not eating great, but I'm not eating as bad as I have in the previous few years since the divorce and the gastric bypass surgery and everything else. So I don't know. Maybe it's one small step in the right direction. But the most important thing about bringing up the holidays is if you are struggling, if someone you know is struggling, know that you're not alone. I'm right there with you. And it can be tough. Try to focus on the good. Focus on your friends. Focus on your family. If you don't have that, focus on games and shows and wonderful distractions and things that can just make this time of year a little bit easier. And I know with the sun going down so early, it's hard to get out into the world. It's hard to get some exercise, but it's so important that you do. Get some of that sun. Get some of that exercise. That's advice I definitely need to follow. But no, you're not alone, and you've got this. If I can make it through 47 Christmases, you can make it through this one. Second, let's talk about the YouTube channel a little bit. In the last 30 days, views are up. I mean, like a good 20%. I'm very happy with that. And the number of people that are hitting unsubscribe has dramatically dropped as well. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm doing new stuff with the Francis character. And that's been possible because YouTube has given me self-certification. So I'm able to tell them what's in the video and that they can determine based on my suggestions what is bad about the video, what isn't, what kind of advertisements to put on it. And I'm even making money from Francis videos. I'm actually making money from doing these videos. I mean, it's not a lot because I'm not getting 1,000,000+ views like other YouTubers, but there's still ads finally appearing on Francis videos, and I'm able to put that money in my pocket, and it gives me an incentive to do it. I think we're a far way off where I can afford to be smashing Xboxes and PlayStations and things along that lines, but I am incentivized to be able to make $50 by coming in here and taking a few hours to edit and write something and do a sketch between me and Francis. So if you made it this far in the video, let me know. What do you think about these recent Francis videos I've done where I'm interacting with the character as myself? I'm really enjoying doing it. I think there's a lot of depth to be had there, and I want to do more of it. I don't want to flood the channel with it, but I do want to keep experimenting with it throughout the Christmas season and see if we can really come up with something good that you guys will enjoy. I certainly know I'm enjoying making it. So if nothing else, we have that. When it comes to the travel videos that I uploaded in October and November, they did okay. Some of them like 10,000 views, some of them like 30,000 views, which is more than enough to get off the couch and go plan a trip and go do it. So I'll probably keep doing that. I know a lot of you don't like that content, but for those of you who do, know you're giving me an incentive to get out of the house, to get a little bit of sun, to take better care of myself, to spend time with my friends and family, and experience things I've never got to experience in my life, or get to experience some of my favorite things again. So thank you for supporting that content. If you choose to do so, makes a big difference. It allows me the excuse to live a better life, which obviously I think we agree I won't do for myself, because you probably like me more than I like me. I'm kind of broken that way. So changing the topic, there are a few things in my life that I've been very open about with you guys in the past. During my marriage, I talked about everything that was going on in my marriage and then in my divorce. And then if you guys remember, after I got divorced, for whatever reason, when I dated somebody, it became this topic of harassment and misery and just awfulness. And I learned that I had to hide who I was dating. And I hated that. I've hated that because I don't like not being able to share my life with you guys. I really want to be able to do that. Well, the good news is I've been seeing somebody for a while, and I think it's probably going to stick. I think this one's going to stick for quite some time. And it's something that I do want to share with you in a limited capacity. I do realize I probably need a private life. And I do realize that it's important to keep some things private. And I probably should, and I probably will, but to be honest with you, I'm just happy that I'm getting back out there. I'm happy that I've met somebody. I'm happy that I'm dating again. And I want you guys to be able to see that happy side of me. I want to be able to tweet about it. I want to be able to post about it. I want to be able to make videos with this person. And it's something I think I'm going to do. Now, the fact that it's fairly controversial, and knowing that videos talking about that or showing that person will get a few extra clicks and get me some AdSense revenue, is probably not a bad thing. But for whatever reason, there's a tremendous amount of harassment that comes with it, not just towards me, but the person that I'm dating. The person that I was dating last year just got harassed as soon as they discovered who she was. I'm afraid that's going to happen here. It's scary. It just never really makes sense to me that somebody can be so bothered by who or why I'm dating. And I know my fans don't really care, but there's people out there who just, I think, project onto me their own loneliness, their own misery, and they want me to be lonely and miserable with them. And when they find out that I'm able to date, when they find out that I'm able to meet people and enjoy that aspect of life that maybe they can't for whatever reason, they get very upset and they decide to go hard. And it's really scary. I don't want this person to be harassed. In fact, you might have seen me say this on live stream in the past, because of the position I have in my life where people dislike me on the internet and I have such a bad reputation and all these other things, that I'm afraid to date somebody. Because if I were to ever love somebody, an act of love would be to keep them away from that mess and keep them away from me. The good news is, with this person that I'm seeing, we've had that conversation. We've talked about it. She's going into this knowing full well what it could potentially be like. And she's no stranger to trauma either. She understands the world that we live in and understands the stuff that I've been through, and she's been through stuff too. So maybe it's a good match. I feel like maybe it's a good match. Maybe the internet won't be able to ruin this one. Maybe I won't be able to ruin this one. Time will tell, but I think as we continue to get to know each other and we continue to get closer, I think it's only a matter of time, provide this one works, and it really seems like it's going to. Hopefully we'll be part of the channel one day. How cool would that be? How cool would that be to have somebody behind the camera again to make awesome videos with? That's what I'm hoping for here. I shared just a tiny bit of information on social media, though. And already this person has been called a paid actor, an escort, a prostitute. I genuinely don't understand how some fat guy you've never met in Arkansas dating somebody can be so upsetting to people. I don't. But I guess it is. Which leads me to another topic I wanted to cover today. People have been really concerned about my mental health lately, saying that I'm acting especially erratic and doing especially crazy things. And you're not wrong. I'm still crazy. I've been a crazy person this whole time. But the place I'm at today compared to where I was 3 years ago, when there was a subreddit attacking me every day and all these nasty rumors going around that I'm a woman abuser, child abuse, all this crazy stuff that goes on, that was far worse. I am currently medicated. I am currently several years deep into therapy and new information and working on myself. And now I've got a support structure in place. So the place I'm at right now is infinitely better than I was 2 or 3 years ago. And as much as I appreciate the concern, people have talked about like, we need to do something. We need to get them off social media. We need to get them off YouTube. We need to what? Maybe that was correct 2 or 3 years ago. That's not how it is anymore. I'm doing really the best I've ever done, and it's nice to have people in my life that help me, people in my life that take care of me, people that know the situation that I'm in and can help me with that situation and make it better. So for all of those people who are worried or concerned, I know I've seen it on Reddit and other places. I don't know what you're concerned about. You should have been concerned 3 years ago. Maybe be concerned a year and a half ago when a lunatic was on my front stoop. Don't worry about it now. Don't worry about it now. This is probably the best I've ever been. Not a negative thought in my brain most days. I'm feeling pretty positive. I mean, I can get a little depressed still. I can still get fairly manic still, especially when I get the kind of harassment that I've received over the last couple of weeks. But nothing like it used to be. Nothing like it used to be. But that's therapy for you, and that's medication for you, and that's practice for you. And even though I'm still a 47-year-old mentally ill man-child, I'm doing better than I used to do. And I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I hope that it brings you some comfort. This holiday season is gearing up to be the easiest holiday season I've ever had, especially since my divorce, but probably even during my marriage, because my marriage wasn't exactly a walk in the park. There was periods of time my marriage was very challenging. So I'm thinking it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a fun one. I got gifts to give, and I got people giving me gifts that's better than the last few years, for sure. I think it's so important that when we realize not everything we read on the internet, not everything the media tells us, not everything we see on Reddit or some web forum or Twitter is 100% accurate. And we look at big things like the Kyle Rittenhouse case, and things turn out completely different than the way you were expecting based on the evidence you were given, because some of that evidence might not have been real or whatever. Like, the more we progress through the world, the more you need to realize what you read on social media and what you believe in your own heart and your own head may not always be the truth. There is a lot of misinformation out there. And whereas there's a lot of misinformation about politics and COVID and all these other things going on now, I was at the forefront of that misinformation campaign. That happened to me way back in 2016 when this subreddit came along and decided and invented that I'm a child abuser, I'm a woman abuser, I'm a football player, I'm a gambler, what, I don't know, drug addict, escort John, and so keep in mind, what you believe about me, what you've heard about me, is probably just as false as some of the things you heard about COVID or the Kyle Rittenhouse case or the earth being flat. It's just not reality. It's just not reality. And if you really want proof of that, look at the friends I keep. Look at the YouTubers I know. Look at the life I live. All of these people can vouch that they know me in the real world. The fans who've met me at conventions, the fans I've taken out to dinner and hung out with and signed photos with and gone to parties with, they'll all tell you the same thing. I'm definitely not the person that a lot of people on the internet think I am, and thank God for that. Because I often have said, if I was that person, I would probably eat a bullet. Yeah, I would definitely not want to be here anymore. But I'm not that person, even if I have to deal with the fact that a lot of people think I am. So that said, I hope this rambling video has brought you some comfort and some joy. I hope that you feel loved and taken care of, and know that I do care about you, know that I do love you, and I do trust and love your respect. And I hope that you leave some positive comments down below. And if the holiday season or the winter season is being tough on you, I know, but you've made it through every winter so far. You made it through every holiday so far. You're going to make it through this one. You know it. We know it. This too shall pass. Try to make it a good one. Try to make it better than last year if you can. Just a little bit better. A little bit better every year. That's the goal. And remember, the most important rule, I think, is no permanent damage. Even if you're having a hard time. If you need to drink a little, you need to smoke a little, you need to eat a little, you need to let off a little steam, whatever it is you need to do, don't risk any permanent damage. Don't risk being in the hospital. Don't risk getting beaten up. Don't put tattoos on your face. Don't shave off your hair grows back. But the point that I'm making is take care of yourself. Don't do any permanent damage. Survive the holidays, and if you can, Celebrate and have a good one with people you care about and love and that love you. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.